like to start with 2 facts. 190,000 people in the Netherlands suffer from autism. That's 1.15% of the population. Sorry. I have a dream. My brother has autism too, and I would like to share my story with you. In 1986, a perfect, healthy boy was born. In 1987, his mind seemed torn. Doctor said, without a doubt, in 10 years from now, it will all work out. But 10 years later, there was no difference to see. At age 15, the answer came on TV. That's where autism entered my life. But it took another 7 years of strife. Till the end of 2008, the diagnosis finally came. Asperger's, in a fine little frame. My brother had a label, yippee-yay, but after roughly 7 years, no way. I found out computers are somewhat banned. They have to do everything by hand. No mouse, monitor, or keyboard to aid. Time-consuming, subjective, and forcing us to wait. I am a nerd, as and such. I found the answer in multi-touch. Microsoft Surface started my dream. A table-like computer with infrared beam. A screen that supports objects and fingers as well. That definitely rang my bell. A flat monitor that doesn't act like a wall. And a computer behind it to measure it all. Rooms for observation, time-saving, robust, and so much more. No timers and spreadsheets as the other core. But then the real struggle began. You believed to have a good idea, but then. Luckily, end of last year, a TNO Innovation Fund saved the day. And I can now present 3 of our applications to you today. Where scientific research will hopefully validate that children no longer have to wait, that we can speed up the diagnostic process and give autistic children a bigger chance of success. That's a dream I pursue, and I hope it will come true. The applications we've made are one-on-one copies of validated, currently used international methods. We automated them by making use of the Microsoft Surface table and upgrading them to make more use of the fact that we can use the computer in the table to measure everything. So researchers only have to observe and don't have to write down everything with timers and spreadsheets. So they can really benefit from the computer. This is the start screen. You can choose a theme. It's a board game. We turn the methods into somewhat serious mini games, so the kids don't have to do test by test by test, but test in form of games. So it's also fun for them, keeps them highly motivated, and they have some kind of breaks. The order can be fixed or random, and we only write down the client number, so we don't have any contradictions in regulations all over the world. As I told you, this was some kind of board game. The kids can throw a dice, the space is lit up, and one of the first mini games begins. This is a collaborative drawing task. It's meant so to measure if a kid can collaborate in a drawing together with the researcher. The researcher is going to tell the kid that they're going to draw a house together. So he draws these 3 lines. And the screen is twisted, turned. And then the kid has to draw his piece. And a regular kid, it's not nice to say, but a regular kid will usually draw a roof because we're drawing a house. But an autistic kid is most likely to draw his own drawing somewhere else on the page. And after some turns, we'd like to measure what kind of contribution the kid has made to the collaborative drawing. What time he spent on the drawings, how much detail, if his motor skills are limited. And the researcher can select with the pen on the screen, and then the computer can analyze the drawing. The next method is called the Sandbox. It's based on the theory of mind, based on the fact that children with autism can't place them in another person. They're very self-centered. For instance, this is a story. The story is told by the computer. This is Marie and her dad. They bought flower bulbs and they're going to plant it in the planter box. And Dad puts them in the left corner of the planter box and goes out to get some water. And then Marie moves the flower bulb to the right side of the planter box. Then Dad comes back. Where is he gonna water the plant? Well, the correct answer is on the left. But an autistic kid will say right, because he knows it's in the right side and he doesn't realize that Dad didn't see Marie move the plant. Oh, sorry. The way the kid gives the answer is to move a physical object on the table. So we can measure if their motor skills are limited and if they're, if they hesitate in giving the right answer, and if they give the answer or not. And it's measured by this scale, and it's in a graphic in the report, so you can actually see the way the kid moved the object. And the last test is a blur task. The kid sees a blurred object and has to pound the red button when he sees what the object is supposed to be. And then the researcher places a tag on the table to define if the answer is right or wrong. And then the kid has to do it again, but then from a different perspective. He's shown the same blurry picture, and then he has to move the slide. At the moment, another person will see what the object stands for. And for us, it's normal to realize that someone else has to think about it and maybe need the same time to get to the right answer. But an autistic kid will put it like there, oh, it's a barn, or oh, it's a piano, because he doesn't realize that the other one needs more time. I can demonstrate it like this. And we can measure the exact frame they put in, and you can compare it to their own reaction if they can. If it's a big of a difference than what they see another person do. Oh, I have another minute. Extra bonus. I made it tricky. This is a motion task. Autistic kids are very it's very difficult for them to interpret emotion. So we like to measure if they can interpret emotion, if they can recognize it in a word or in an image, and if they're fooled by colors. As you can see here, the happy button is red and angry is yellow, and you would expect the other way around. So how will they react? They see a happy picture. Will they put it here, or will they press that button? And the next round, are they confused by a word that's on the right? Because it isn't sad, but there's a sad button. And this is just to fool them. And we have seen that normal kids aren't easily fooled, but autistic kids are. That's my story. Thank you.